Another day, another dollar, another tank top. So I thought about it last night, and I think rather than jumping into the fuel injectors, I'm gonna play it a little safe and just check all the electrical connections first. I already fixed a couple where there was just maybe it was hanging on by like 2 or 3 copper strands. So I fixed those, cleaned the contacts, and now I think I'm going to replace the fuel filter while the battery charges. Just see if that might help a little bit. And yeah, let's go and do it. Alright, so here's what I'm working with. Fuel pump, fuel filter. So far I've put some vice grips on the supply line just to keep that from leaking a bunch. Probably won't work very well, but it's better than nothing, I guess. I do notice though that my new filter looks a little bit different. Okay, guys. So, what I've been doing today, didn't mess with the fuel injectors, didn't mess with the fuel delivery system. I just did wiring all day. So let me show you what I did. First, I started down here, and what I noticed was there was no wire coming off of this end, which I thought was strange. There were like 5 different ground wires coming out of here. Everything was different colors. It's just bizarre. So I ended up finding this diagram in the R107 manual. I'll link it below. And it came in great help. So it has both resistors, your ignition coil, distributor, resistor-oriented ignition switching unit, which I was kind of wondering where these wires were coming from. Turns out the ignition unit down right there is to keep it cool or something. So that's connected to the ignition coil, which is connected to these resistors, which goes to, I think, the ECU. This red and violet one, this one, that actually goes to the starter, I think. And what these resistors do is they step down the voltage from the battery. Ignition coils, especially in the 70s, usually ran off of 9 volts. So this resistor takes the 12 volts down to 9 volts to supply the distributor with spark. So that's all wired, cleaned up, heat shrinked goodness. I also went over here and redid these sensor wires, which were torn up and horribly wired. So you have like this air pressure sensor, which goes in the air cleaner assembly, thermal time, and another sensor right here. So I rewired those. I'm just waiting for this one to cool down before I plug it in. But yeah, one thing I'd recommend for doing this is getting these little female bullet connectors, because they fit on these clips perfectly, and you can heat shrink them. So I'd recommend using those. Another tip is that the injector cables that I linked in my last video, and I'll link again below, these work for the sensors here and here. So I recommend getting a couple of those if you need to rewire your sensors as well. But so that being said, I think I'm ready to try starting it again. Let's do it. If this works, I'm gonna throw up. fuel pump. Okay, so didn't start. It sounded like it didn't have enough voltage to the starter, which shouldn't be the case because I just bought a brand new battery. It's charged, showing like 13.5 volts, which should be totally sufficient. So the other times I've tried to start this, I've jumped it with the battery from my 300 ST, and it started great. So that kind of makes me think that it was the connector cables to the battery. So I took off this lead here, and this is what I found. So I've been using some sandpaper to try to clean this, but it's a freaking mess. This was only maybe using like that many wires, so about half of what it should have been. So I stripped this down. I'm going to clean that up. And yeah, just keep cleaning the copper and put it all back together. I think that'll help a lot. This hobby is really stressful. Kind of hard physical labor, but oh man, get a car to start. Oh. Best feeling in the world. Progress. Okay, so I started again off camera, let it run a little bit. It did idle, but it was only idling at like 400 RPM. I noticed when I put my hand over the throttle body, it was really like drawing in some suction, and I put my hand over it just to kind of, almost as a choke, and it it ran idle went high, and it almost seemed normal. So I put the valve cover back on, so we'll see what happens this time. And I'm going to put my GoPro where it's not going to fucking fall off, hopefully. Idling really, really low. And if I give it any gas, it starts to die, and then it picks up a lot. That tells me it's a vacuum thing. Hey guys, so next day, I filled with the engine a little bit more, and it's still idling really low. If I give it any throttle, it'll almost die, and then it'll surge up in RPMs. So that tells me it's a fuel delivery issue. Just to test to see the fuel that's coming out. So this is what fresh fuel out of the gas can looks like. And it is a little contaminated because I poured the apple juice looking fuel into it, so it's a little darker than it should be, but you can still see it's mostly clear, you know, kind of like a white wine sort of. And here's what's coming out of the tank. So you can see it's not as bad as it used to look. It was darker, but it still looks like apple juice, which isn't good. So at this point I have to make a decision. Do I want to take the tank out, get it cleaned, or do I just want to keep running gas through it until it comes out clean? Second one's easier, but and then I would definitely have to replace the filter after that. But anyway, I think at this point what definitely needs to be changed is the fuel injectors need to be cleaned. So this week I think I'll pull those out, get them cleaned, and then I'll just try to flush the tank as best I can. I don't know, I'll probably take it out and get it cleaned and recoated. I just don't want to. Yeah, anyway, stay tuned. We'll keep working on this next weekend. Hey guys, happy America Day. Happy 4th of July. We're continuing work on the 450. Today I'm gonna, do some stuff. Injector testing, and probably gonna pull the tank. And have both of those serviced this week, and then put it all back in this weekend. Hopefully, that's the plan. So let's pull some injectors. Okay, so for removal of the injectors, pretty easy. Need a 10 millimeter, like everything else in this car. And then I think you just remove these bolts and kind of clamp the injector in there, and you can take it out. There's also the cold start injector, which looks like it takes some Allens, but that shouldn't be a big deal. And yeah, that's it. Oh, so I got so excited watching that slow-mo injector video that I inhaled my own saliva because my brain forgot how to breathe. Hurt a lot. Anyway, so as you probably saw, they're not as bad as I thought they'd be, but they're not really atomizing the fuel. It's kind of more of a squirt gun kind of action. So that's good. I mean, that's what I thought. So I'm going to take these injectors off, have them cleaned at a place called Flash Automotive here in town. And then I think I'll pull the tank today too, or try to, and get that cleaned and recoated. So yeah, let's do it. So one thing I noticed taking this first injector off is look at all this black oily crud. So that that tells me that's probably clogged up this little filter in there pretty easily. So anyway, glad I'm doing this. Hey guys, so I know it's the next day. I know I just said that I'm not going to pull the tank, but I thought about it. I think I'm going to. I pulled the fuel filter yesterday after I turned the camera off. And man, it just, all this like gunky, rusty, black crap came out of it, so anyway, I'm spending, you know, $200 at least to get these injectors clean, so I don't want to have to clean them again. So it makes sense to pull the tank and get it cleaned. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Yay! Man, I really hate working with gasoline. It gets everywhere and it smells forever and it's really bad. Anyway, let's do it! Okay, so I'm under the car. Got my microphone, so I hope the sound will be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this return line up there and this supply line right there. I'm going to do that one first, and the fuel's going to go everywhere, and it's going to be awful. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be smart about this and disconnect this to drain it. Should be a little less messy. We'll see. Alright, so well, that drains. Take these off to go to the expansion tank. And these two. Okay, so everything's disconnected. I'm not sure if this will work. I know that there's a connector at the top of the tank that goes to the fuel sending unit, essentially the fuel gauge. And I'm not 100% sure if I can pull that out. I think I can pull the tank out and disconnect it, but we'll see. There's also this vent hose right here. Now I don't think I'll have to remove that because it goes to the expansion tank, but we'll find out. I pulled out the strainer. Weird thing is that there's no strainer. But there is a bunch of rust. You can see that. So, I'm probably doing the right thing, even if it is a pain in the ass. So, now let's some draining and see if we can pull the tank out. Here's the fuel sending unit up here. Looks like it's seen better days, for sure. Okay. At least they soldered it. Cool. Oh, big boy. Oh. hard stuff is done. Thank God. Tank is dropped off for cleaning. Said that should be done around Tuesday. Injectors are dropped off for cleaning. Those should be done a couple days, maybe. So I won't be able to work on this again for another week or so, but hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you learned a lot. Be glad you didn't have to be in the gasoline fume oven that I've been in the last couple days. But hopefully it'll be worth it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support as always, and catch you next time.